Hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome to the channel. I'm just gonna make a quick and dirty video today. I wasn't really planning on making a video. I do random. I'm always working on something random, little project. Today I'm putting a lift kit on my wife's Pioneer 1000. I already got the front put on. It's a 3-inch lift kit by Super ATV. This channel is not really going to be about side-by-sides. It's just going to be about random projects. Well, anyway, the problem I'm running into is I've used this. This is a spring compression thing that I made a few years back. I've used it to compress many springs for doing lift kits and stuff. Here's how it works. You put a bottle jack in here, put the spring on top of here, in here, jack up on the bottle, and it presses down on the top of a spring. Right here, it pushes the spring down, and you can pull this little retaining collar out, put your spacer in, put the retaining collar back in, let off on the bottle jack, and then you've got your spacer and your coil spring there. Well, I've done the front of this Pioneer 1000, and now I got to do the back, and the problem I'm running into is the coil spring is too big to go in this one I made a few years ago, so I'm going to make another one, a bigger one. I got a scrap metal pile that I just dig metal out of the dumpster at work and anything that looks interesting, and I bring it home and throw it in my scrap metal pile for building little projects. Well, today is time to use this one right here, so I'm going to make a quick and dirty video. Just going to slop this thing together and build this thing real quick. I'm trying to get this lift kit on today, and so I get on to messing around with other stuff. So I'm gonna do this and see how it goes. Show y'all how I do it later. Alright y'all, here's kind of like the idea I got. It's gonna go like this. Of course this is all gonna be upright, but I'm gonna use these brackets that's already welded here from the factory. This whole thing is a thing for power line switches. You mount 3 switches across here, and you can open and close power lines overhead. But anyway, I'm going to use these couple welded on pieces of angle iron for support. And I got another piece of scrap here. Let's see, I cut it about 6 3/4 inches long roughly. Ground off all the galvanized stuff where it's going to go. You always got to grind the galvanized stuff off, otherwise when you're welding it, the fumes can make you sick. But anyway, it's roughly going to go like this. The bottle jack's going to sit on that plate. Spring is going to rest on top of the bottle jack. And also, I made this for the other one I got. You put this on top of the bottle jack, and the spring goes in there. Kind of keeps everything joined together where it don't fly apart and make me uglier than I already am. But and up here I will have a piece of metal welded to the main beam right here that has a circular pattern cut in it for slipping between these coils. I'll show you what I mean on this other one. Right here. That will go between the coils, and then you jack up on the bottle jack. This holds the coils, and your top eyelet of your shock comes up like this, and you can take the retaining collar off. But so that's what we got going now. Alright, check back in a minute. Alright y'all, I just got done welding this. I'm not a welder, just a backyard hobbyist welder, I guess you could say. But they'll hold. I still got to do the sides here on this side and on the other side, but I got the weld across the main trunk and these on the support brackets here. And how this works is bottle jack goes right here, the spring will go on top of the bottle jack like so, with the little special coupler that I made. And I think I'm going to keep these. To keep everything contained in case the shock wants to kick sideways or something like that. Could even maybe make a little chain that goes around here in the future in case the shock wants to kick out this way. Now I got to make the part that I showed you earlier that goes between these coils right here. And you can't square it up. It's got to be cockeyed with the angle of the springs on purpose, which kind of aggravates me because I like making stuff square. But anyway, we're gonna make it crooked on purpose, and hurry up and get these two rear springs compressed so I can put the spacers in and get this lift kit done on this 1000. Alright, y'all, here's the next thing I'm doing. This is gonna be the piece that's got the curve cut out of it to slip through the coil spring. Biggest metal cutting hole saw I got is 2.5 inches, which I don't know if that's going to be big enough. So if it's not, I'll have to end up bringing the. What I'm going to do is cut a 2.5 inch hole and then cut down the sides with the cutoff wheel, so it's going to be like a big oval slot. I don't know if the 2.5 inch hole saw is going to be big enough. If it's not, I'll just have to widen the slots out with the cutoff wheel. And alright, so that's what I'm gonna do now, and we'll do a test fit on the spring. Alright, y'all, you see what I got. 2.5 inch hole saw worked perfect, and then I've used the cutoff wheel to bring the lines out to the edge, so I got a big oval slot in there, and it actually ended up being 2.5 inch was the right size. So, you can give her a tap. Just some light taps. You can see it goes back in there, and it will go like so. This is what I was talking about, it being welded crooked. It's got to go with how the coils are going. So, now I'm going to clean this up and get ready to weld this crooked piece on top. And I'm going to get this lift on. Alright, y'all, here we are. Unfortunately, I ran out of weld wire today. I got most of this pass done in the back here. About halfway across the back. But I got the sides done on the top. And but I do believe it's going to hold together enough for what I got to do today. So instead of this being a complete build of this little coil spring compressor, I'm going to call this part 1, and I'll make another part 2, and maybe at the end of part 2 this thing it'll have all the welds complete, and it'll be painted a nice color or something like that. And but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jack on this handle, and we'll see how I did, because I ain't even tested this, so this thing may fly apart and knock the phone out of my hand, or I don't know. Appears to be holding. See how I'm jacking up on the bottle? It's pushing up on the bottom of the spring, and it's pushing the top out. Nice and easy. I don't hear no cracking or metal creaking or nothing like that, so probably pretty safe. But you go ahead and pull this out. Now I can relieve all the pressure on the jack and get this coil spring off of this jack here, and then I could put my spring spacer on. So, alright, well, that worked out.